My name is Joel Fairbrother from Bow River Law. I'm an employment lawyer in Calgary, Alberta. And today I'm going to be answering the question, can my employer just terminate my employment without a good reason? The answer to this might surprise some of you. In most cases outside of the unionized work environment, an employer is allowed to terminate your employment without a reason or without any reason, really. There are exceptions to that, but generally that's the rule. Now, in a unionized environment, usually an employer needs to have what's called just cause for termination. They need to have a pretty good reason, either misconduct or failure to perform or failing to comply with workplace policies in a very sort of severe and repeated way. That's the sort of thing usually they need. But in the non-unionized context, they can normally terminate without just cause. But if they do that, they have to provide you with severance. So, or what we call reasonable notice. So most of the time, employees are entitled to severance or reasonable notice. There are some exceptions to that. That's sort of what separates the unionized from non-unionized context is that in a non-unionized context, they can terminate for whatever reason, any reason, no reason, and they have to pay severance. The main exception to that is human rights. An employer in unionized or non-unionized context cannot terminate for discriminatory reasons most of the time. There are exceptions to that exception as well. But generally speaking, an employer can't terminate your employment and say that it was because of race or gender or sexual orientation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Even if they don't give a reason, if we can establish that the reason was based on one of those protected grounds under human rights grounds, then it's still not allowed. And the employer, you can do a human rights complaint against the employer for that. I'm Joel Fairbrother from Bow River Law, and I hope this has been helpful.